Representative Ann Johnson had to leave. She was here for the official ribbon cutting, groundbreaking outside. So for the media, make sure you make note that she won't be here. So we'll speak in this order. I'll open it up then. Our Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher, give her a warm round of applause. This was a community project that she is responsible for. And then Mayor Andy Chan will speak. Give Mayor Andy Chan a warm round of applause. Mayor Susan Sample, give her a warm round of applause. And the newly minted head of the Harris County Flood Control District, Marcus Stuckett, at his first press conference on our community project. Give him a warm round. We've already done the groundbreaking, so I won't go outside to do that. So we'll speak in that order. First, before I go into my prepared remarks, I woke up in the middle of the night and I told my staff, as one of my colleagues in the know, it told me everything other than exactly what this project does. So here's a little background on what we sometimes refer to as the poor farm ditch drainage channel that carries stormwater out of neighborhoods around West University Place and Southside Place. Right now, it is too small for water that it has to handle. So in a big storm, the water can back up and flood homes. This project widens and deepens this channel from about 3,100 feet of channel between Bel Air and West University Place. It goes from 30 to 40 feet wide and 7.5 to 10 feet deep. That's roughly 60% more water that it can move, which means it drains faster and backs up less. So just so the press gets that, that is the significance of this project. All our staff did a great job. I looked at my talking points and I woke up my air out mirrors. So I put a little temporary fix in there so I could stay cool to get ready for this press conference. So I heard that noise on that temporary machine. I thought it was lightning. And I thought about my talking points and I said, it told me everything but the exact impact of this project. And that is a major impact. I would welcome everyone for being here today. Keeping families safe from flooding starts with making smart long-term investments when disaster strikes. Thank you to all of our partners, our federal partners in particular, state partners, the county, municipal partners, the Harris County Flood Control District. And most importantly, the residents who advocated for this investment in improving the poor farm ditch. Harris County voters made this work possible when they approved the 2018 flood bond package, entrusting us to reduce flood risk and strengthen communities. But that $2.5 billion that the county put forward was a record amount, but it was not nearly enough. That's why other partners are so important. We know storms are coming. We know that they're going to be more intense. We know that they're going to be more frequent and less predictable. That's why we're doing as much as we can to prepare for the next storm before it arrives. This project replaces aging infrastructure, improves the flow of stormwater, and reduces flood risk for hundreds of nearby homes. And it also keeps the water flowing so it gets to where it really ought to be, in the Gulf of Mexico and not in our neighborhoods. Investing in flood mitigation today helps protect families for years to come. This project reflects a strong partnership and what we can accomplish by doing things together. Together, local, state, and federal partners invested more than $33 million to bring this project to life. I was joking with Congresswoman Fletcher out there earlier because I always tell myself, give me the numbers. If you ask for them later, I'll give you the numbers on where it came from. But that investment from the federal government and the state government in particular really was monumental. And to be able to deliver the federal amount, which I'll let her make a reference to instead of me, really shows why having someone who knows what they are doing in a position of power on the federal government matters. So with that, now I'll turn it over to Congresswoman Fletcher, and then we'll go to Mayor Andy Chan and then Mayor Susan Sample. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Well, thank you so much, Commissioner Ellis, for bringing us together this morning for this exciting groundbreaking. And thanks to whoever decided we should do it inside, the press conference part inside. I'm incredibly grateful. I'm headed off to the airport to go back to Washington. And there's nowhere I'd rather be this morning. Been standing right here again. We were together to announce this. Groundbreaking, literally, investment and project. And I will be happy to talk about the federal investment, but I also just want to point out with the brief time I have up here to tell you, as I think most of the people who are gathered here today know, this is how government is supposed to work. And this is an incredible example of what we're not seeing enough of in Washington, obviously, in Austin. We do see it in Southside Place, in West University, in Harris County. And I'm just so incredibly grateful and proud to get to represent these cities, to get to work with these incredible mayors, to get to work with Commissioner Ellis and Harris County, the Harris County Flood Control District. This project that we just broke ground on has been years and years and years in the making. But it's the kind of thing that only happens when you have passionate advocates that make sure it gets done. And from my part of it, from my vantage point, what I saw was leaders in our community coming together and bringing people together to talk about the complicated issues that make this project hard, to talk about the information, people's concerns, what they were worried about, what they wanted to see happen, bring everybody together and come up with a plan that was going to work for everybody. And really, I cannot say enough good things about the champions of this project in Mayor Sample and Mayor Chan, because they have been the drivers of this project, making sure that the residents of West University Place and Southside Place get the flood protection that they need and that they deserve. And I was really glad to be able to submit a request through the Congressional Appropriations Project. This process just came back a few years ago, and I was able to get $10 million, Commissioner Ellis. $10 million, and it was kind of some seed money that got some other things moving. And while they're not here, I know that Mayor Chan and Mayor Sample will recognize our partners in the state. State Representative Ann Johnson, who is my state rep and just such an incredible powerhouse, worked with our state senators, in particular Senator Huffman, and worked with Senator Cook. And, you know, it's so important to realize that we're working across all levels of government and we're working across party lines. And again, we don't see enough of that. And it's one of the reasons I'm so incredibly proud to get to represent this community and the people who live and work here, who do the things that you're supposed to do every day to make sure that government really works for people and does the things that we expect and need government to do for us. And so I'm incredibly grateful to Harris County Flood Control again, to Commissioner Ellis for donating or just dedicating some of that bond money to this project, making sure that this project made the list, because as Commissioner said, flood control and prevention is essential in Houston and Harris County, in Westview, in Southside Place, throughout our entire region. And we need more. We need more money than we have in this bond. We need more money to do the projects that matter to us. And so we're going to continue to look for ways to get those funds. But today we get to celebrate. And the only reason we do is because of the people who are standing here, who are speaking next, who would not give up on this, and who convened residents and community members and legislators and everybody who needed to be a part of this process, and just made absolutely sure that it happened. So I'm incredibly grateful to them to get to stand here and to have put the shovel in the ground this morning. I can't wait to watch this construction go. So with that, I'll just say thank you again to everyone, and I will turn it over to Mayor Chan.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Distinguished guests, neighbors, and family and friends, thank you for joining us on this special day. We're standing here today as a testimony of what can be achieved when all levels of government work together. First, my sincere thanks to Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher, with her team, who literally walked the ditch, and with that was able to get crucial documentation in order to follow up, in order to secure the initial $9.886 million in federal funding. Thank you very much for that. From the state side, we have many champions that we can thank. First is Representative Ann Johnson, who unfortunately is not here today, but she and her staff literally walked inside the ditch and was able to see poor farm ditch firsthand and see the failing infrastructure. She worked tirelessly alongside her colleague, Representative Armando Wally, to champion this project in the Texas House and in the Conference Committee, the final application of 2023 HB1 Article 6. Also wanted to thank former Texas Senator John Whitmire, now Mayor of Houston, and his successor, Senator Molly Cook, for her continuing engagement and support. Special thanks goes to our former Texas Senator, who was also our former neighbor, Joan Huffman, for her championing the vital discussions necessary in conference committee. Together, Senator Huffman, Senator Whitmire, and Representative Johnson secured $16.9 million of Texas state funds. At the county level, I'd like to recognize and thank Harris County Precinct 1 Commissioner Rodney Ellis for, again, securing $4.5 million from the 2018 Harris County bond to be the partnership money necessary in this project. So again, thank you for that collaborative effort. From Harris County Flood Control District, I'd like to thank Scott Elmer, who is not able to be here, Chief of Partnership and Programs, and to our new director, Marcus Duckett, along with the entire staff of past and present, in order to bring this project to life. I want to thank West University Mayor Susan Sample. She has been a trusted ally since my first day in office, and we continue to have weekly conversations in order to make sure both cities remain aligned as we move through this project. Thank you very much. I'm also very grateful for former public officials here at Southside. I'd like to recognize here former Mayor Pat Patterson and Richard Rothfelder. Thank you very much. Former council member Randy Sim, he, and along with former Chief of Resiliency Officer Stephen Costello, they opened doors in order to allow me to walk through and have conversations to start this process as well. To our consultant, Alan Black, with Quiddy Engineering, thank you very much for the years of experience that you have brought to this project. This is a passion project for him, and he has been truly a guiding light through this process. So thank you very much, Alan. We thank you. I want to recognize the staff, City Manager Moss, and the rest of the tireless staff for what they've made and how they've made Southside such a wonderful place to live in. So thank you very much. And finally, and last but definitely not least, is my wife Cindy, and to my children, Cameron and Drew. Thank you for your patience for putting up with the late night phone calls, the meetings, me away from home, and giving up your summer vacation this year. So thank you very much. To our other To our elected officials, neighbors, and friends in attendance, thank you. Thank you for your unwavering support and your patience. We did this together. Thank you.
Thank you. Yvonne?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move it away from this one a little bit. I was getting some kind of feedback. Okay. I'm not flushing. This is a day for recognition, so I'm gonna do it again. I'd like to start by recognizing our project partners. And if there's anyone that has not been recognized, I'm gonna ask you to raise your hand at the end. Harris County Precinct 1 Commissioner Rodney Ellis. I know this started 25 years ago, almost. So this has been in the making. I've been on it 14 years. And in 2017, and I know you were part of this, we got this ditch listed in the bond that I think over 95% of our residents voted for. And then we've been going full bore ever since. I want to thank Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher. After the bond came, Lizzie's been tirelessly really pushing for Westview and Southside on this, and I know she worked with the county quite a bit to make this happen, and then things started falling into place, and Representative
more than 1,300 acres, making it an important piece of the flood control system for both Southside Place and West University Place. Another thing that makes it special is how it came together. We've all heard that it's a $33 million project and no single funding source could fund a project that large. With Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher securing nearly $10 million in federal funding, Representative Ann Johnson, Senator Marty Cook, and John Huffman, and then State Senator John Whitmire securing nearly $17 million through the Texas legislature. The cities of Southside Place and West University Place also contributed to the project, and Harris County voters through the 2018 bond project contributed. This is what successful infrastructure looks like. This is different levels of government working together, combining resources and delivering something that no single organization could accomplish alone. As construction officially begins later this month, our goal is to complete the project without disrupting the neighborhood. Construction will move in smaller segments of approximately 500 feet rather than impacting the entire channel at once. We'll be placing temporary fencing that will be installed and continue to communicate with the residents throughout construction so that they understand exactly what's going on in the community. Flood resilience is not built overnight. It's built channel by channel, project by project, partnership by partnership. Every improvement we make strengthens the entire flood control system and helps better prepare our communities for future storms. Today, we're turning the first shovel of dirt and building a great resilience to the families, businesses, and neighborhoods that depend on this infrastructure every day. On behalf of the Harris County Flood Control District, thank you to our elected officials, our funding partners, our project team, the residents who supported this project over the years. We're excited to get started, and we look forward to celebrating the completion of this project. Thank you.
One more camera came in, and we'll give you the video, and we'll be around for you as well. What can we put? 4.5 million from the county. I think both of our cities, you guys put in 150 each. Shortly after the bond issue passed, these mayors came to see me. Mayor Channing accosted me on a bike ride. I thought he would invite me over on a bike ride, and I was smoking spandex and all that. He wanted to talk about this project. I made the point that the cities would have to come up with some funding. So I want to give you both a round. I didn't get too far because he was working, but wasn't he? First lady. But look, we didn't thank the citizens because there will be some impact to people who live along the channel. And I know it'll be an inconvenience, but it will pay off for them and it'll pay off for all of us. So thank you all. Any questions? And we're going to be around for interviews. I know you got here a minute too late. You thought we were going to be outside. So if we do press conferences outside, we start at 8 in the morning. Anything later, it'll be inside. All right, any questions? I will whip around one of them. Thank you, Alan Black, by the way. I always should mention you. Alan was reminding me earlier, his father knew me when I was on city council. Was it your son or your brother? My brother. His brother. He brought his brother over to talk to me to learn about politics. He didn't know, I didn't know what the hell I was doing in 1984 myself. Good to see you. Thank you all. All right.